What's up, FFA? Good morning as we jump into how to approach a lead part 2 on this Wednesday morning call. But first and foremost, let's kick it off with the verse of the day, which is Proverbs 3:5, verse 5 to 6. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. I love that verse. Probably one of, if not my favorite verses in the entire Bible, just because it takes all the pressure off of me, right? It takes all the pressure off of me and it lets me submit to him who created me to just direct my path, right? Guys, so often we're control freaks as people. Let's be real. We try to do everything the way we want to do it, fit it in our little mold, right? And that's just not the way life works, right? You're going to get hit with things that you just weren't expecting, things you couldn't fathom, hardship, successes, like all of the above. And at the end of the day, it's so much more peaceful if you just release that to him and let him direct your path, right? Especially in this job. Guys, ask for guidance on what lead should you call today? What lead should you go door knock on first? What lead should you approach? What lead should you buy, right? What potential new hire should you reach out today to join your team? All of these different things. Just asking for guidance on that, releasing it to him, ultimately letting him be in control of it and not ourselves. It's just the best way, in my opinion, from experience, to live. Makes your day so much more enjoyable. And when you're on the right path and your path is aligned with the path he wants you to be on, it's an amazing life that we get to live, and it's an eternal one. So think about that verse as we jump into today's call, right? But as we jump into the second half of this week, I want to see where you guys are at so far this week. So go to WhatsApp and drop your AP for Monday and Tuesday so far, so I can give you guys some shout outs and congratulate you. And if you're struggling this week, hey, now's the best time to tell one of us so we can get on a call with you and help you fix it going into the second half of this week. So short call for you guys today, just a few minutes, but I want to go into part 2 on how to approach a lead. Monday's call, we talked about the 3 C's, right? Your car, your clothes, and your confidence. And on today's call, I want to talk to you about just a little bit about what to say, how to beat some objections, right? And how to really carry through. You know, the first part of Monday's call was really like the initial part of the approach. But let's talk about once you get into the approach, what's going to happen and how do you actually get into a presentation. So jumping into this, guys, first and foremost, everybody should have the door approach nailed down. If I asked you to come on the call live right now and I said, hey, give me your door approach, you should spit it off. And then if I went to another agent and they came on there, I should hear the same exact door approach. So if you don't know the script, make sure you get with your coach and learn it, read it. It's on Google Drive. It's in the online academy. There's a video on how to do it. Know your script, okay? But first and foremost, you want to be saying the same door approach at every door regardless, okay? Don't let your door approach change. It has to be the same for every lead, every single time if you want to get consistent results, all right? And guys, this is the biggest mistake that I see agents make is you do all of this work, right? You get the leads, you invest your money into leads, you spend the time, you put them in the Road Warrior app or your whatever route planner you're using. You get up to the door and then you fumble the door approach and you say something that I don't even know where you learned it from, right? So practice the right script. All right, I'm going to give you guys my door approach. And again, your door approach, you want it to say the same thing, but you got to have your personality in it, right? So my door approach it's the same regardless, whatever lead I'm working, whether it's direct mail, digital, I don't care. It sounds exactly the same, right? It's knock, knock, knock. Hey, Miss Betty, I'm Ryan. I'm the local agent here in Chapel Hill. So sorry to catch you off guard, but is this your information right here? Miss Betty Sue, your birthday is right there. That's you, right? That's all your information. awesome. I'm in the right spot. I've got the final expense benefits that you had sent in for and requested help on. No biggie if you don't remember it. I'll refresh your memory, but I'm going to go cut my car off. I'll be right back. That's it. That's all I say every single time, every single house. That's my door approach. Okay. I could tell you that like the back of my hand, and that it's exactly the same. So guys, have your door approach nailed down to a T. Notice I want to break that apart for you. A few things I said there. I'm telling Miss Betty I'm a local agent. Like she needs to know like I'm a life insurance agent. Like that's why I'm there. I'm not trying to bait and switch her to get into her door. Nothing. Like, Miss Betty, I'm the local agent, right? That you had requested help. I'm here to help you. I'm your guy. Okay, that's first and foremost. Transparency gets you into doors. All right. Second thing, notice what I said. I said a few things in there to beat objections before they become an objection. Okay, there was two things I said. I don't know if you guys caught up, but the first thing I did is I said, I'm so sorry to catch you off guard. Why did I say that? Because I don't want Miss Betty being like, you didn't call me, you didn't book an appointment, right? Like I'm taking the potential objection and getting rid of it by saying, I'm so sorry I caught you off guard. All right. The second thing I said was hey, I'm here to go over the final expense benefits that you had requested, right, guys? Because that's the kind of lead I'm working. Miss Betty filled it out for final expense coverage, final expense benefits, whatever the lead says, right? I'm here to go over those final expense benefits that you had sent in for. No big deal if you don't remember. I'll refresh your memory. What did I just do there? Guys, Miss Betty's not going to come back and say, I didn't do that. I don't remember that, right? Because I'm telling her, hey, no problem. If you don't remember it, no biggie. I'll refresh your memory. I just said I'm doing a presentation, right? I'll refresh your memory is code for, hey, we're about to go over this, regardless if you remember it or not. All right. You're helping your client out by being that transparent, by taking the objections off of the table. Guys, if this is how not to do the door approach. Okay. Because this is what I see so many new agents do. And it just, man, it really shoots you in the foot, right? Knock, knock, knock. You're quiet and you talk way too fast. Hey, Miss Betty, I'm Ryan. Hey, I'm the local agent here in blah, 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 blah county. I'm here for the benefits that you had sent in for. And then they stop, right? And they're just like waiting for the client to let them in the door. It's not going to work, right? Your lead's going to be like, what benefits? Do you want to come in? Like, what are you doing at my door? Do you have something to give me? They're confused, right? So you want to be slow, talk loud, right? Talk slow, talk loud, and be transparent. Like, this is what I'm here to do. I know you probably don't remember filling the lead. Maybe you do. If I'm working a brand new lead, like they're going to remember it. But if I'm working some age leads, maybe they don't remember doing it. Maybe their sister did it for them. I don't know. But I'm just being a human, right? Like I'm being a human. I'm talking to them about why I'm there. Guys, your job as an agent, and this is so important for you when you're doing your approaches, your job as an agent is not to sit down with every single lead. Your job is to sit down with the 7 or 8 out of 10 leads that actually need your help, and then get through the 3 bad ones, the bad approaches, as fast as possible every day. So every day I want to be talking to at least 10 people face to face at the door and getting into 6 or 7. All right. 7 out of 8 would be great. But if I get 6 or 7 presentations in a day, I'm going to be happy. Okay. So I'm trying to filter through the leads as fast as possible to get to the good ones, the ones that are receptive, they're kind, they need my help, right? And you do that by being transparent. So my door approach again, knock, knock, knock. Hey, Miss Betty. Hey, I'm Ryan. I'm so sorry to catch you off guard, but I'm the local agent here and I'm here to go over the final expense benefits that you had sent in for. This is your information, right? Miss Betty, that's you. Awesome. I'm in the right spot. I'm going to go cut my car off. I'll be right back. Right? Very simple. New lead. Sounds like that. If I'm working the age leads, then I'll throw in my, no big deal if you don't remember it, but I'll refresh your memory. I'm going to go cut my car off. I'll be right back. So guys, tailor your door approach to your personality. But the biggest thing is that you're saying the same thing to every single person, and you're being compliant with your license, right, guys? When you go up to the door, like, don't be a hidden agent. All right. Be compliant. Tell them you're an agent, right? This is what they filled out. You're there to help them. Okay. Very simple. But that's how the verbiage should sound. Let's talk about what like not to do at the door when it comes to objections. Okay, guys, you're only going to get so many objections. Within a week of doing this, you're going to get every objection at the door that you're going to get for the rest of your career. So what are the objections? Now's not a good time. I didn't do that, right? That's not me. That person moved away, 5 years ago. I'm sick. Can you set an appointment? Or I'm not interested, right? But they're basically all the same thing. And so how do you handle that? Guys, if you're not getting objections at the door, then I want you to come on this call and teach your door approach, because you're doing phenomenal. But pretty much everyone's getting objections at every door approach, right? And you're only going to get one or two. But guys, if you don't overcome them, you're not going to sit with enough people to be successful. And so you should be expecting to get these objections, right? Like, so the first thing on what not to do is don't look shocked. All right. If you're working a brand new lead, that thing just came in yesterday, you show up and Miss Betty's like, I didn't do that. Don't look puzzled. Don't be like, yes, you did. Like, you did this yesterday. It's not a big deal. So the first mistake agents make is they make objections a big deal when they're not a big deal, right? Miss Betty's like, I know she did it because it literally tells me she submitted the thing yesterday. All right. I'm not going to argue with her. So if Miss Betty's like, I didn't do that, I'll be like, hey, no problem, Miss Betty. Well, I don't know, I don't know who did it for you. Maybe a family member might have done it for you. But anyway, none of that matters. I'm going to go over the benefits with you that you're entitled to. I'm going to go cut my car off. I'll be right back. Right? Very low key, easy, not a big deal if you didn't do it. All right. So let's talk about if they're sick, if they want to set an appointment. Guys, I promise you, them telling you they want to set an appointment with you is them telling you they have absolutely no interest in talking to you, but they're just very nice people and they don't want to tell you no at the door. Okay. Like, that's what an appointment is. Every now and then, like 1 out of 10 will genuinely want to set an appointment. But most of the time when they're like, hey, Ryan, now's not a good time, but I promise I really need that. If you could come back like next Tuesday at 10 o'clock, I'll be ready for you. Like that, don't take the bait, because you're going to show up on Tuesday and they're not going to be there. All right. They're not going to pick up the phone. They're not going to answer the door, and you're going to be all upset because you thought you had a good appointment. So when they want to set an appointment, guys, again, going back to what not to do, don't make it a big deal. Make it very simple. All right. Miss Betty wants to set an appointment with me. I'm going to say, oh, Miss Betty, I would love to, but unfortunately I just can't. So I promise, I know you're really busy. I know you got to, we got to get through this quick because you have things going on today. So I'm going to go cut my car off and I'll be in out of your hair really fast. I just overcame the appointment objection by saying, I'd love to, but I just can't do that. So I'm going to go really quick for you, right? Guys, use whatever objection they're giving you as the reason why you need to do the presentation, right? So like if I show up to the door and Miss Betty's like, oh, I'm sick right now. I can't go over this. Number one, if she's actually sick, like she answers the door and like you can tell like this person is definitely got the flu. I'll come back. All right. I don't want to get the flu. But if it's like, they answer the door and they're like, oh, I'm not really feeling good. I got a headache. Come on, that's just an excuse, right? So, but if they say that, oh, I'm not feeling good, I got a headache, now's not a good time, then Oh my gosh, Miss Betty, I'm so sorry. Would you get bad migraines? You know, my wife gets migraines. I hate that. Well, look, I know how much that could be hurting you right now. So I'll tell you what, I'll do it even better. I'm gonna go so quick for you that you can get back to resting. So is my car okay parked right there? I'm gonna go get my binder. I'll be right back. Guys, just talk about the objection a little bit, sympathize with it, and then use that as to why you need to go fast, and you'll be in and out of her hair really quick. And before you know it, guys, you get into these houses and whatever objection they gave you wasn't the real thing. Miss Betty starts talking your ear off. You look down, you've been there for an hour, and she shows no signs of having a headache. Okay, so the objections are just roadblocks. And the only objections that I'm actually taking into consideration is like they answer the door and like, yeah, I see, like they actually are sick. Or they're answering the door right. And like as I'm walking up to the door, I notice, oh, they're warming their car up. Oh, they answer the door and she's got her purse on and her coat, right? And she's walking out of the door. Then yes, I understand she's going somewhere where I'm gonna come back later. Okay. But guys, so many of you guys get hung up on this, right? And I used to do the same thing when I was in the field as a new agent, you know, knock on the door. Mr. Jack's like, hey, yeah, that's cool, man. I want to go over it. But I had a doctor's appointment, you know, at like 1 o'clock and my ride's coming. So I don't have time to do it right now. And then the agent, or what I used to do, be like, oh, no problem. I'll come back after your doctor's appointment. I come back. He doesn't answer the door. Right. So what do I do now? I'm like, oh, okay, I got you. Your doctor's appointment is 1. Oh, good. Well, hey, I'll tell you what, since you got to get ready and stuff, I'm going to go super quick for you. I'm going to go turn my car off. I'll be right back. I just use the objection as a way of getting into the presentation. All right, guys. So objections on the approach, I'm going to try to beat the objection like 4 times. All right, by like acknowledging it, kind of ignoring it, going back to do my door approach, get into the house, right? But if they're shutting me down 4 times or more, like I'm gonna high five them and move on to my next lead because time is valuable. I don't have time to waste. I don't have time to talk people into why I need to be with them, right? I have 100 other leads on my Road Warrior that I need to get to so I can get my 6 or 7 presentations in for the day. So I'm going to try to beat the objection 3-4 times, but after that is a high five, walk away, and I'd never think about the lead again, right? I'm on to the next one. So that's part 2 of the approach. My biggest tips for you guys is verbiage. You have to talk loud and you have to talk slow and clear. And keyword slow, don't talk too fast. If you talk too fast, it just creates a lot of pressure in the situation. But if you're talking slow, almost like slow enough that it's painful for you to do it, you're going to notice like people are more understanding. They're listening to you versus just like they're just confused. So if you're dealing with a lot of your leads and they all seem confused at the door, it's because you're talking way too fast. Okay, so slow down, be transparent. If you're brand new and you're nervous, right? And this is normal, right? You get up to the door and you're like, what do I totally forgot what to say. I'm like starstruck right now. I look like a deer in headlights. Miss Betty just opened up her door and you're a brand new agent. Just slow down. Talk to her as if she's your friend, right? As if she's your grandma. Like just be a human and you're going to get into doors. All right. And the very last tip I'd give you guys approaching leads is be expecting every single lead to answer the door in a bad mood because they don't know who you are. They're like, you know, who is so-and-so knocking on my door? I wasn't expecting anybody. They're going to be in an odd mood. And when you're expecting that, you can get really good at when they answer that door, flipping a switch, right? And transferring your positive energy to them. And before you know it, they're not in a bad mood anymore. You're chit-chatting about their flowers or about the sports game, the sports flag they got on the porch, whatever it is. And you're having a good time. And then boom, you get into a presentation, you made a friend, and you're genuinely helping people. All right. If you don't do that, if you're not expecting that, what's going to happen is all these leads are going to answer in a bad mood. And you're like, why is everybody in a bad mood? These leads are horrible. This job's too hard, and before you know it, you're going to be in a bad mood. Your job is to switch the energy in every engagement. They're going to answer the door high alert and in a bad mood. And you got to change that. All right. You got to transfer your energy to them if you want to get into a presentation. All right, guys. And to close this call out today, I used to think when I was doing door approaches, like, oh, I'm just, I don't want to like, if people are hitting me with objections, whatever, I'm not going to push too hard. I'm not going to do this. But what I realized is the most difficult clients at the door are the ones that need your help the most. And when I was bad at my door approach, I was actually hurting the leads because I wasn't overcoming objections, getting into a presentation and showing them how, most of their policies might lapse on them. They got loans on the thing. They're in a bad spot, but they don't realize it at the door, but they realize it when I do my presentation. But if I never get to do that presentation, I'm leaving them in a bad spot. So I made it my mission. Like, I'm not giving up at the door. I'm going to get into the presentation. I'm going to get great at the door approach. My door approach was horrible for like the first 6 months of doing this, right? So if that's you right now, don't feel too bad. But you can get better the more you practice. And the better you get, the more you're helping people, the better service you're giving them, and the more confidence you're going to have overcoming those objections at the door. When you overcome some tough people and then boom, I've had people tell me, Ryan, I really was just trying to tell you no at the door, but I'm so glad that I actually listened to you. When you start hearing that, you're like, okay, it's my job to get good at this approach. So I appreciate you guys for jumping on here. Make sure you tune in to Friday's call as we interview some more agents, have another agent host the call, and you get to learn from other people. But I appreciate you guys for spending some time with me this morning. Let's go have a big day, and we'll be back here on Friday.